Hello everyone, welcome to these exciting Art House Urban Bright Arts and Education videos. Art House's mission is to inspire exploration and expression in the visual arts. We work with professional artists who will be instructing you on some amazing arts and crafts projects. Are you ready?
Hi, my name is Megan Frabel and I am a summer intern at Art House, and today, based on the poll on our Instagram, I will be drawing a hedgehog with colored pencils. So all you're going to really need for this is a pencil of your choosing and then colored pencils. I am using Prismacolor Premier pencils, and they're kind of just a variety of colors. It's not like based on a specific set. Crayola, anything works. So you might not have the same colors I'm using, but you can do this with any sort of medium, and it is easily adaptable based on what supplies you do have available to you. This is going to be a bit of a cartoon hedgehog, so we're gonna have him facing sideways because I'm gonna also draw a flower with him. So I'm just gonna kind of put in a circle where I think his little body is gonna be. Hedgehogs are very round and they have little snouts and little faces, but really little prickly backs. So we're gonna block in his face and his little nose area. I'm gonna start putting in his eye and his little ears. They have little round ears because they're very much a rodent. They're very similar to any of your mice and other small mammals. The difference is just really their the prickles that they have on them. And again, this is always rough when you first do it. You just kind of sketch them in there. I've never drawn a hedgehog before today as well, so we're learning together. And a little smile. I think his feet are gonna be like here. So this is where we're going to start putting in his prickled back. Very loosely going to follow the circle I created for him. Generally their legs aren't that prominent in the back. Sometimes you don't even need to draw them because they get covered by their underbelly fur. They have very tiny little legs, little paws. They're very little, tiny creatures. They're very cute. So, also, I would suggest probably pulling up a picture of Hedgehog to reference, because if not, it can be a little hard to understand how they look. A little indentation of a leg there, and then how it works is their spines like kind of come down around and over to the back area of their body. I feel like his head's a little like not quite right shaped, so I might go in and fix that. Draw a little flower. So I'm trying to do a lily, so I'm gonna have it So the ball of the flower is like right here. I kind of chose the lilies because they have a really good side profile. Okay, so I think that should be good for our sketch. I'm just going to kind of put in a rough little horizon. And again, it was just a little like basic sketch. A lot of the work is going to come in with the colored pencils. So as what I usually do, I go over it with a rubber eraser to lighten the lines just a little bit. And this one, and since we're not painting, it doesn't have to be as light as we may normally make them. Just this is colored pencil, so it's a little different because it's very much a layering medium. I mean, so is paint, but because it's dry, it doesn't always cover up the lines. You can't see like the lines through it like a paint because the paint tends to be a little more opaque. So I'm just gonna dab at this, and I might make it lighter than you might want to. Okay. Okay, so hedgehogs. Their underbelly tends to be a very like whitish color, but I kind of like doing it like a whitish peach to give it a little more color. So I'm going to be pulling out a couple of my peachish colors. So we have seashell pink, deco peach, let's see, I do have a white, and also have nectar. So I think to start, we're going to start with those colors. And I do have a white, and I do have like light browns and grays that we're gonna layer into that as well. But I think for now I'm gonna start with seashell pink. And I'm just gonna start filling it in. So it's not really gonna be his ear as much, but it's gonna be in general his body. And so we're starting light because when we build it up, it'll be like a thicker, more full color, but you don't want to put this one on really heavy and then not be able to go over it with a different color. And so his feet are a little different color than this, but I'm just going to put it down as a base layer. You know, we could do that for the whole thing. Just put this down as a general base layer for it. Okay, and so I'm gonna set those ones over here. I'm gonna go in with the deco pink. And that's another thing with like drawing and colored pencils, like these don't have to be exactly the same colors as the actual animal, because sometimes you want to use like those pinks and blues and purples to shade, even though it's not necessarily what you would think when you see a hedgehog, because those colors have like natural bases off of each other. So yeah, I'm just gonna go over it lightly. I'm gonna start darkening some areas, as you can see. There's gonna need to be some like light brown in this because his body's not truly pink. And I'm not 100% sure when I'm going to use nectar. That might be more on his feet. I think next I'm going to go in with light umber. And that's kind of like around his eye area. There's a little bit of darkness around their ears. But it's like the darker part of their ears on the inside. So yeah, we're just gonna keep building him in with these colors. Kind of outline the area where his spines are gonna be. I don't know if I have just like a plain peach, but I'm gonna go over this with a little bit of white too, because they are white. And the one thing too, I feel personally that colored pencil takes longer to do for a piece, so this video might be in 2 parts. If not, it might just be a longer video, or there will be more sections sped up, just because of colored pencil takes a lot more time and precision, because you're kind of, you know, going over it. Like, your paint doesn't spread by itself. It kind of needs a little more working. So that color is probably going to adjust. I might go over it a little bit. Just do like a light layer of the light umber over him. So I went over most of it with white, and I pressed down a little harder for the white. But I'm just gonna go over it with a little bit of this light umber color. And then we're gonna focus on his little nose. So the area around his nose and his snout is also darker. Sometimes that continues to go around their eyes, so I'm gonna actually just build it up towards there. Then do this last little area here. That is with the light umber, but I'm gonna come over this with some of the darker colors now. So I have sepia here, which I'm gonna do to kind of start adding a little more of a darker shade to him. And I'll probably go in with some dark brown as well. And I apologize again if you're just hearing lots of cats doing stuff in the background. I think there's like 3 in here right now. What might make this look a little more normal for you guys, if you want to do the eye now, we can. And then his little nose. We're gonna put those in nice and thick. And then I'm gonna go back in with the dark brown. Even this can kind of go around parts of his body too. And that's a thing. It's not always like paint where you set down one color and you stick with that color for a little bit before you move on to the next one. Because when I do colored pencils, I kind of like switch colors constantly while I work on it. I'm like, okay, actually I think a little bit of this will look good here. And you can feel free to do that, because it's very much a feeling. You gotta sometimes trust your instincts on the coloring. So I'm just using a little bit of this sepia black and dark brown to fill in that area of his inner ear and then his outer ear. little feet kind of get into the darker nectar colors. I probably made his legs a little too long. But they're definitely more of this color, and I'm probably going to work in some of those little purples too, because I think that's better representative of the coloring of their feet. It's more of those peachy, almost purpley tones. So I think I'm gonna go in here with this black raspberry. Hopefully this is the color I'm thinking of. Just kind of start putting in a little bit more on his feet details, his little claws. And then the foot in the background is going to be a little bit lighter because it's further away. So we're going to focus on putting a little more detail in the one that's closer to our view. I'm going to go back in with some of these other colors and work that in. Continue with the spikes. Okay, sorry I wasn't talking too much at the end of this video. We are going to continue with the spines in the second half, and stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to Art House's video today. Don't forget to like, share, and comment with what you've made. Tune in to another instruction video on our Facebook, Instagram, and our YouTube page. We are grateful to our funders and individual donors who have made this programming possible. We also wish to thank Lil Blizzard Boy from Refresh Collective for our background music. See you soon!